Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be all about makeup products that I did not think I was going to enjoy, but I ended up really liking. I've had this one on my list for a while. It's been inspired by some foundations that I've been talking about recently in videos, and I kept finding myself saying, I didn't think I would enjoy it for, X, Y, and Z reason, but I ended up really enjoying it. So I wanted to go through my collection and pull out some of the products that I really thought I would not enjoy, especially as much as I ended up liking them. I know I did see my friend Liv from Liv Loves Her Makeup post a video very similar to this just a couple days ago. I think she called it makeup she was hesitant to buy, but she's glad that she did. So if you like this style of video and you would want to see another one, I will have Liv's video also linked down below in the description box because that was a fun one as well. But if you want to see some of the products that I really did not think I would enjoy this much, why don't we go ahead and get started. Okay, so like I said, it was inspired by especially these two foundations in particular. And the first one here is from Laura Mercier. It's the Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation. I just have a little sample size of this, and I got it because I was hearing so many people say really good things about this foundation, and I was like, I want to try it because I love foundation. I love trying foundations, but I was like, I don't know. It's ultra long wear, which means it's really full coverage. I don't love full coverage, so I was like, well, I'll just get a little sample guy of it and see what I think. I think this was either like not a point perk. I think it was one of like the weekly specials that Sephora does, or the beauty offers, I think is what they're called, and you just have a code and you can get it that way. So that's what I did, and I want to say I got the shade Buff. It doesn't say on here. I think it's the shade Buff though. And I was like, I'll just give it a try and see what everybody is raving about, and I ended up really enjoying it. So I kept mentioning this in a couple like follow-up videos, and I was like, I really did not think I would enjoy this foundation, but it ended up really surprising me. It definitely is very full coverage. When I'm applying this one, it's like you're putting on a whole nother face, which is kind of crazy to me, but it didn't feel like too suffocating. Sometimes with full coverage foundations, like I feel like my skin just can't breathe, and all I can think about is like, ugh, what's going on underneath that makeup? But it doesn't feel too heavy on the skin. It doesn't look cakey in any areas, and I really can wear this the entire day. I remember once wearing this in the summer when I played sand volleyball, and I wore it to volleyball, and I was thinking like, this is a really bad idea. My face is gonna feel so disgusting afterwards. I'm gonna look crazy, and no, there's no adverse effects at all. So I actually ended up really enjoying this foundation way more than I thought I was going to, and I ended up putting a full size of this one on my current Sephora Loves list. It's still sitting there. Because yeah, I ended up really liking this one, so I was very surprised about that. And then the other foundation that I was like, man, again, it's full coverage. I just don't know. That's not always my cup of tea, but I kind of want to give it a try because I hear good things about this one as well. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. I did order this one from my Octoly store. I was really excited that I was able to order from Octoly. I always have my Octoly link down below if you're a blogger. You can request products to review from brands, which is really amazing, and I was really excited when Urban Decay showed up in there. So I was able to test out the All Nighter Waterproof Longwear Liquid Foundation. Again, it's just the same thing as the Laura Mercier. Because I know my preference is not a super full coverage foundation, it was just in my mind like, you know what, you're probably not going to get as much use out of this one. You're probably not going to love it. And I actually really enjoy it. I was just wearing it the other day as well, and I think it is so good. I do like to pair it with, a really hydrating primer, or to use some sort of like facial oil before I apply this one. But honestly, I think it's really nice. I also like to apply with the beauty sponge because it just kind of like bumps down the full coverage just a tiny bit if you use it with a damp sponge. But I really like the way it looks on my skin. I think it just makes everything look so smooth and so flawless. It's definitely very long wearing. I want to say this is the foundation that I wore on New Year's Eve, I think it was. Very, very long wearing foundation. And again, just like with the Laura Mercier, it doesn't feel too heavy, doesn't cake up weird, doesn't do weird things on the lines of my face. So I really like this one too. My shade that I have in this one is 4.5. And then I have some eyeshadow palettes here that I was super surprised at how much I ended up enjoying both of these. The first one here is the Kat Von D Saint and Sinner eyeshadow palette. Now my friend Liv did send this one to me, and I thought it was so cool. And her note when she was letting me know that she was sending this to me, she goes, I just feel like you would really like this palette. And I'm like, really? I'm not sure. Because kind of when I looked at it, I say a lot in my videos, I don't have like an artistically creative mind. I'm a creative person, but not artistically creative, if that makes sense. And kind of looking at this, I'm kind of like, what is it that I'm supposed to do again with this palette. And I know I've seen people depotting it and rearranging it, and I think that's awesome, but I feel like once I got over kind of like that mental roadblock with this palette, but once I glance at it, what I kind of do with this palette is I pick out what is like the one shade in here. Like, do I want to do the blue or the teal or the purple or the shimmer? Like, I kind of pick out my lid shade first, and then it's really easy to build from there because this is actually a very all-inclusive palette. I mean, you have transition shades, light shades, deep shades, shimmer shades, colorful shades, neutral shades. You have topper shades up here. I mean, you have a vast majority of shades to play with and all kinds of different looks that you can create with this one. And the shadows are really nice. I do like Kat Von D eyeshadows, and I think that these ones are really good as well. I will say not every shade in here was like an absolute knocked it out of the park for me amazing. There are a few shades that I don't think perform as well as the others, but especially for the shades that I love and that I reach for with this palette, I'm having a great time with it, and I was so surprised, so surprised. So I don't know how Liv knew me better than I knew myself with this palette, but I'm so happy that she sent this to me because I get a lot of use out of this one, and I did not see that coming. Another palette that I absolutely enjoy and I say so many good things about is the Urban Decay Heavy Metal eyeshadow palette. This was a part of their holiday release, and I did talk about this one in a Will I Buy It video, and I was like, you know what, I'm interested in it and I think it looks good, but I don't go for all shimmer palettes a ton, so it wouldn't make sense for me to spend, I think it's in the $50 range. I was like, it wouldn't make sense for me to spend that type of money when I know I tend to reach for something that's more all-inclusive like the Kat Von D. It just wouldn't be a wise purchase for me. I ended up getting it in PR, which I was so excited about. I did recently put this one in my beauty battle video, and I did talk about the packaging. The packaging is a little bit on the interesting side, but the actual palette itself, wow, I did not think that I would enjoy it this much. And not even just because it's an all shimmer shade, I just was kind of like, I don't know, how many looks can I actually create with it? I kind of, on first glance when I looked at the photos, especially over here, I'm like, a lot of those shades look so similar to one another. Like, would I really get a good amount of use out of this one? And oh my goodness, yes is the answer. I love this palette so much, and I reach for it a ton, and I'm absolutely shocked by that. I really love to create halo eyes with this palette and just do an all shimmer kind of halo eye look. I think it's gorgeous, but even, you know, I can use something like the Kat Von D Shade and Light or just any sort of palette out there and start to create a look, and then come in here and grab out any of these beautiful shimmer shades. I love that every shade really performs so well, and you just have such a variety of colors, from the warm tones to the cool tones, the neutrals, the more pops of colors. I get a lot of use out of this palette, and I honestly did not see that one coming. I did not think that I would love it as much as I did. So next up I have some glitters here to talk about, and these are from Stila, and these are their Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadows. Okay. So with these, I remember I put them in a Will I Buy It video, and I was like, I'm super interested in these, and they look really cool, but they're $24 each. That's really expensive. I don't wear glitter a lot. I'm probably not gonna get them. And then I felt like I kept putting them in other videos, like, I kind of wish I would have bought this, but then I didn't. And I think I maybe put it in like my Sephora VIB sale, like wish list video, like maybe I'll get the glitters at a discount, but then I didn't do it. And I just kept having like the hardest time with these. I was like, I want them, but are they truly worth the $24? Am I actually gonna get use out of them? I also have sensitive eyes, so not all glitters play well with my eyes, and I can get a lot of like burning, and it doesn't work. I have to immediately remove the glitter. So I was like, I don't know what to do. Even though I know that I could have ordered these from Sephora or Ulta and returned them if it didn't work out for me, but I just, you know, sometimes I just wanna be a little bit more confident in my shopping purchases. So I didn't know what to do. And then I had a subscriber send me a handful of these, and I was like, no way, Demetra, get down with your bad self, because I can't believe that you just did that. And then I said, Demetra, now I love these. So what did you just do to me? These, I'm so surprised that I love them so much. Almost every time you see me wearing glitter on my eyes, like an all glitter look, is the Stila Glitters. I have tried out, I'm fairly confident I tried out every single shade that she sent me. I really love kind of like the neutrally ones. The ones I had on top here were Smoldering Satin and Rose Gold Retro. I know I love the Kitten Caramel one, but I've also done the ones that are a little bit more are they called like the duochrome ones or something like that, like mermaid tail or something with a mermaid, sea siren maybe is what it is. That one is freaking gorgeous. I mean, these are so nice. They don't burn my eyes at all. The application can be a little bit tricky, and I just say if you are applying them, make sure you're doing any like manipulation of the glitter before it dries, because once it dries and you try to blend or just move the glitter around at all, it will fall out onto your face. So you just want to work with it while it's wet. But otherwise, I love these and I think that they are totally worth it, and I enjoy them so much. I always get compliments on them when I wear this on my eyes, so that's pretty bomb. Next up here, I have an oil, a face oil, and this is from Farsali, and it's the Rose Gold Elixir. I definitely did not think that I would grow to love this one as much as I did. I definitely kind of wondered if this would just be like an Instagram hype thing, but I use this so much. Especially I enjoy pairing this with a more full coverage foundation just to make sure my skin is like just prepped and ready for that full coverageness of some of the foundations that I've mentioned, and I still have another foundation to mention as well. But this one is really nice, and especially during the winter time and like a couple weeks ago when I was going through my like insane dry patches when it was so cold here in Iowa, this was front and center on my desk at all times. I wanted to use it every single day. I've been getting more and more into facial oils lately. And maybe just facial oils as a whole is not something that I quite realized how much I would enjoy, but as I've been using more, I actually do see the benefits for my face when I do use them. But yeah, this one, I wondered if it was just hype, but I'm totally down with it. And I actually did put the Unicorn Essence, the other one from Farsali, I put that on my Sephora loves list because I'm interested in that one now as well. And I like that they have minis out now, because those are like $54 and you can get a mini for $20. And I mean, I've had this for a while, and I still, even as much as I use it, I probably am still only halfway down there, which I think, I mean, that's awesome, but you can get a mini now as well and save some money. And then the last item I have here is another foundation. I bought this one myself, I think it was in one of the VIB sales because it is a pricier foundation. This is the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. Everybody was raving about this one at one point, and again, it's very full coverage, and it's also a stick foundation, which I don't prefer stick foundations. I've tried other ones. I've tried Lancome. I've tried Anastasia. I feel like there was a drugstore one that I tried as well. I'm looking at my foundation collection. If you're like, what is she doing? Looking at my foundation collection. I thought there was a drugstore one that I tried too, and they're just not my favorite. I just prefer my regular liquid foundation. So I had that kind of doubt as I was going into it, and it was full coverage and it was pricier, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm actually going to love this one. But wow, I've gotten a lot of use out of this, and I think it's really nice. I believe my shade, yeah, is in Nude, and it is just really nice. I honestly love pairing it with the Farsali. I don't know if I ever wear this one without wearing the Farsali. Like, these two are just like a perfect match for me. I was just wearing this combination the other week as well. Creamy foundation. It feels really nice on the skin, and it's super easy to blend out. I prefer using a beauty blender with this one as well, or a makeup sponge with this one. But again, it looks really nice. It's full coverage, and out of the other two that I was talking about, I think maybe this one, I feel like it goes Laura Mercier, Urban Decay, and then Hourglass if I were like rating them, because it's just like just a little bit more full coverage than the other two, but I still really like it, and I still think it makes the skin look really well. And I was just surprised between it being a stick foundation and between it being full coverage and knowing how much I was paying for it, I was like, you know, I just don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this one, and I'm actually really surprised at how much I did. So yeah, I am really happy with this one from Hourglass as well. But after that is going to do it for the makeup that I did not think I would love as much as I did. Alright guys, so that's gonna be everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the products that I kind of didn't think it would work out as well as they did for me, but I'm very happy about it. It's kind of exciting when that happens, right? It's a good feeling. I would love to know some of yours in the comments down below. What is something that you thought maybe would not work for you and you ended up enjoying it so much? Again, like I said, Liv does have a similar video to this one as well, so that will be in the description box if you want to watch another video similar in content to this one. But if you guys did enjoy this video, I hope that you will give it a thumbs up. I hope that you will also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video.